He felt his wife deserved death. Until I lost him in an accident. The father-in-law was the first to tell him about his wife's death. But he was unusually calm. Calmly watching the bed where his wife was being rescued. Calmly wipe off the remaining blood on the shoes. Calmly want to buy food to fill my stomach. But the chocolate got stuck in the vending machine. He still has no emotions. I just took a picture of the contact information on the vending machine. At the funeral, all the relatives and friends were in tears. Supporting and comforting each other. He seems like an outsider. Standing there watching stupidly. Sad music played at the memorial service. The relatives present were in a very depressed mood. He looked around but didn't know what to say. In order not to spoil the atmosphere, he calmly squeezed his facial features in front of the mirror. Trying hard to squeeze out a few tears. But finally gave up. He felt that he did not love his wife at all. So he wrote a letter to the vending machine company. He didn't know why he was writing. Just instinct. I want to report an unpleasant shopping experience. To vending machine company. The vending machines you put in Andre Hospital. A malfunction has occurred. I put 5 quarters into the machine. It should drop a bag of chocolates I selected. But unfortunately it didn't. I was really hungry. And my wife passed away 10 minutes before that. Of course I'm not here to vent my anger on you. I just want to explain in detail. Make sure no details are missed. He began to tell the story of his love for his wife. It seemed to him. Want to solve the vending machine problem. We must start from the first half of his life. Before I knew it, I had filled several sheets of paper. Like a vending machine problem. More important than his wife's death. The next day he went to work as usual. I greeted my colleagues as if nothing had happened. Colleagues were all surprised. Looking at him strangely. I came to work right after the funeral. Obviously, it breaks the normal people's cognition. The secretary came in and advised him to go home and rest for a few days. The reminder tone seems to be sadder than him. But now he just wants to work hard. When you get a minute. Can I get the Reverend numbers on Alderman International? After get off work, he started paying attention to unrelated things. Like a tree uprooted by the roadside. Or the various suitcases at the station. These attracted his attention inexplicably. It's like there's a piece missing from my life. I need to find some food to replenish my lost memories. Back home. Seeing his father come to take care of his lawn for no apparent reason. He also used proverbs to suggest that he should be strong. The father-in-law also talked to him about his inner thoughts. But he discussed the price of this cocktail. It seems like everyone wants to comfort his sadness. But he clearly didn't feel any sadness. Even joked with the stranger next to him.
I love my wife.
I know it's sad to say, but now that she's gone, I don't even feel sad or pain or hurt when a stranger asks him what it feels like not to love. He was silent for a moment. Then I pulled the emergency stop button like a lunatic. The police asked him why he did this. He hesitated for a long time and couldn't give a reason. The police learned that his wife had just passed away. So he let him go home. He ate his meal quietly. I heard the sound of water dripping at home. He looked around for the source of the sound. I found out that the refrigerator was leaking. There was also a note from his wife asking him to fix it. In the past, he always made excuses not to care. Now he wants to listen to his wife for once. Find the tools and start repairing. His father-in-law once told him. I want to fix something. All parts must be removed first. Find the broken spot. As long as you master the repair skills. The heart is broken. He repaired it, but he only learned how to disassemble the refrigerator. He can never put the scattered parts back together. Just like his heart. Loss of the ability to reorganize. But he fell in love with the feeling of tearing down the house. Removed the company's computers that occasionally freeze. Removed the door in the toilet that was always making noises. I took down the flashing lights at my father-in-law's house. He even dismantled his wife's coffee machine into parts. But these little things can no longer satisfy him. So he came to a construction site. Take out all the cash in your wallet. I hope the foreman will hire him for the money. The strange request left the workers confused. He took off his wedding ring. Swing the sledgehammer. Work harder than anyone else. The workers called him a fool behind his back. But he worked harder and harder, completely immersed in the selfless state of demolition. As if this would make me forget other things. The next day he went to the construction site to pay for the demolition. This time he stepped on a nail. Oh gosh damn, that fucking hurt. This is after my wife passed away. For the first time, he felt that she was still a person. Even though this is not sadness. But the pain at least proves that she is alive. After taking a bath at night. Suddenly I saw my wife in the mirror. But this feeling is fleeting. At this moment, the air around me seemed to freeze. He breathed hard. I want to get rid of this suffocating feeling. He thinks he is sick. Describe your condition to your doctor. In his fantasy, I saw that half of my heart was missing. But the doctor dismissed his fantasy. Because there is nothing wrong with his body. So he brought a woman home. Trying to distract with emotion. But he spent the whole night chatting with the woman about his wife's daily life. Even though he was smiling. Talk freely. But women see that he is the world's most romantic. One day he saw a kid playing rock music. The loud music made him feel a little excited. Following the classics, he twisted his body like a zombie. He asked the children to save the music on his phone. On the way to work. He is listening to music with headphones on. Immerse yourself in the world of rock music. Dancing wildly in the street without paying attention to others. I clearly think I'm not sad. But I'm thinking of all kinds of ways to be happy. At the same time, I can see that his condition is not right. Go up to him and ask if he needs help. But his answer is always I am fine. Obviously I'm not crazy. But his colleagues didn't believe him. They all looked at him with strange eyes. Finally, the construction site could no longer excite him. He drove a bulldozer. Crashed directly into his own house. The mansion suddenly became dilapidated. He stood on the ruins. I feel inexplicably comfortable in my heart. Then walk into the room full of memories. He picked up a hammer and smashed it on his wife's dressing table. It's like a sledgehammer can smash the haze in my heart. Can smash the cold reality. Suddenly an envelope fell out of the dresser. Open to view. It turned out to be my wife's pregnancy test report from last year. But he didn't know that it was he who made his wife pregnant. Drive to my father-in-law's house to ask for clarification. The sun is glaring on the road. He lowered the visor. Inside was a note from his wife. But he had no mood to watch. My father-in-law is holding a memorial service for his wife. Questioning the mother-in-law in front of everyone.
Did she tell you she was pregnant? Did you know?
Why didn't you tell me? The mother-in-law chased him out and told him. That child is not his. Hearing this result. He didn't have any angry expression. Just came to his wife's tomb silently. I just happened to see a strange man giving me flowers. He thought it was his wife's lover. So he said, I just hoped that and cared. For her she deserved that. But this man is not his wife's lover. It was the driver who hit them that day. The man kept apologizing to him. As I was talking, I suddenly started crying. He quickly stepped forward to calm the driver down. Until now. He doesn't care whether his wife cheats on him or not. He just wanted to know whether he had ever loved his wife. Back to the car. Picked up the piece of paper I threw away. It's a joke from my wife that if it rains, you won't see me. If it's sunny, you will remember me. His wife always likes to use little notes like this to make him happy. And he can always understand his wife's jokes at once. But I started crying while laughing. His thoughts for his wife burst out. The past scenes appear before my eyes. He found his wife perfect. It fits his soul. He always ignores his enthusiasm. He once felt. A wife is just a legal partner of a marriage contract. Little did she know that he had already become the most important component. This kind of silent companionship, more than any solemn vows of love, must be unforgettable. At this moment, there seemed to be a crack in his heart. But he didn't have any parts to repair it. Until now. He truly felt his wife leaving him. Have you ever loved your wife? At this moment, I finally have the answer. With red eyes, he found his father-in-law. Tell the other party with a firm face. He has always loved his wife, but acknowledged the departure of a loved one. This means going through long painful memories. He kept reminiscing along the route his wife had taken, trying to pick up the fragments of my wife's laughter. Until a few years later, he still couldn't get out of the sadness. But he can finally tell himself with a smile. The moment we met, he lived in his heart. From start to finish. He never forgot anything.